The Daf Yomi 1, Masechet Avodah Zara, actually on page number 40 already, making fantastic progress over here. Nothing like being in IKEA to do some, just a bit of housey shopping in of itself respectively. Now we're talking about, in today's page of the Gemara, statues and idols. God forbid, we don't obviously have any of that as we've learned about before. Now the Torah forbids deriving benefit from idols and requires that such idols must be destroyed at every single opportunity. Obviously we see this in Masechet Avodah in chapter number 7, and also just to recount over the famous story of Abraham, very much as part of Parshat Noach and Lech Lecha, the famous story where, just to recount it over, that Abraham, his father Terach, had a shop that sold loads of idols, and one day he was given permission to look after the shop. And at that point in time, he really believed in monotheism, and he was against the idols. He said, what did idols do? So what he did was, he smashed up all the idols and left one idol standing and put like a sword of some sort onside that idol's hand. And then Terach came back to the shop and he said, what's happened to all the idols? He said, the idols smashed it up. Obviously this obviously wasn't true. He staged the whole thing. So Terach went mad, was very, very angry, and ended up, Nimrod heard about this, and Nimrod tried to give him a capital punishment by throwing him in the fiery furnace of Ur Kassim at that point in time, which is very, very well documented over. But Abraham, when he tried to illustrate a point to his father that, look, why are you sending these idols? What is this? This is just like a doll. It doesn't do anything. There's no divine assistance to it. There's nothing godly about an idol and stuff like that. So this is what very much, which Talmud in today's page of the Gemara is very much advocating for over here. Okay, so we should look at Masechet Avodah in chapter number 7 with regards to that. I think it's verses 25 to 26. And we add on, given that pagans prayed to many different things, including the sun and the moon and the hills and the valleys, rivers and let's say the seas, it is clear that these things cannot all become forbidden, let's just say, for example. But the third parak of Masechet Avodah Zara, parak Kol Hatzelaim, begins obviously on today's page here inside the Gemara. It deals with the questions that evolve from this reality. What is included in the command to destroy pagan idols? Under what circumstances must idols remain intact? Let's just say, may they remain intact? Obviously, unequivocally, they must not be intact whatsoever. But when are you allowed to just let go, and not destroy them? That's another question that is posed in today's page of the Gemara. Now, the first Mishnah, actually, in today's page of the Gemara, is actually in this parak, teaches that according to Rabbi Meir, all publicly displayed statues are forbidden unequivocally, i.e. one cannot derive benefit from them since they are worshipped once a year. Now, the great rabbis, the Chachamim, wrote that this is only the case if the statue grasps in his hand a staff, a bird, or a bull. Now, Rabban Shimon Gamliel extends this to idols that are portrayed with anything inside their hands. He is going to extend. Now, a great commentator, a man of the name of the Meiri, is going to weigh in also over here. He is going to state, the Meiri, that this Mishnah is not referring, let's say, per se to cases where the statues are in a pagan house of prayer, because it's obvious over here at that stage in time, that in that case, that all statues would be forbidden. This is talking about statues specifically, I believe, which this is talking about statues that are spread out in different places inside the city, respectively. Since many idols, let's say, had a specific day on the calendar when they were worshipped. Now, according to Rambam, the date was based on astronomical calculations. Rabbi Meir forbade, unequivocally, all similar statues as well. Now, according to Miri, the only status that are of concern are those in human form, but other forms are not assumed to be worshipped. That this appears to be a similar reading of the Mishnah. Nevertheless, the Rambam rules that any statue may be used in worship, and therefore the discussion in the Mishnah relates to all types of statues, which one has got to destroy. Now, it reminds me of stories, sometimes in life you find all these people, all these things, people bowing to this, bowing to that, and stuff like that. But there's a story of Abraham also in Parshat Lech Lecha, in the book of Bereshit, where he, let's just say, Abraham, he was exploring life and wanted to explore who is God, what is a God. So he went to the sun, the stars, the moon. He went outside, eventually found God as it stands. But unfortunately, like an idol, it's still and message with regards to idols in life. They're nothing. It's got no power to it whatsoever. It's totally forbidden, as we see about inside this page of the Gemara. But there's interesting mashal to life. We don't want to be like an idol in life that's not moving whatsoever. We want to be active the whole time. We're created Tselem Elokim. Hashem's given us power in so many different aspects. The thing in life is to move the whole time. Achieve. Don't be shy of things in life. Get goals. There's goals the whole time we've got in our lives. So just move about. Like I'm walking around in IKEA. I'm not saying stationary over here. I'm walking about. I could be standing with my telephone and sitting in the corner or not. But no, the trick about life is moving, and that is all given from Hashem. We've got legs, we've got mouth, we can move on. We can articulate, we can talk to other people. We can achieve so much in life. We don't want to be like one of these idols that are just like standing and doing nothing, in this world. The only thing maybe it's good for is to smash it up, those idols. The thing about life is that we need to be moving constantly, achieving goals, achieving dreams, aspirations, not being shy about grappling different cases in life. And that's where real achievement in this world actually does come about. And one way we can do it is by learning the daily Daf Yomi tidbit every single day. Or do one better, get a Gemara and learn a daily page of Gemara every single day. That's one of the things that we can do. There's so much wisdom out there. There's so much taught we can learn with, we can grasp with. There's nothing like it. There's sometimes some of the great philosophers say that there's nothing like a juicy page of Gemara just to learn. Just like you've got a juicy steak, pepperoni, what was it called? Della Pompa steak. That was one. I remember one time in El Gacho going with my wife when we were in Bnei Brak, Ramat Gan territory, and there was a really, really nice restaurant, El Gacho restaurant, steakhouse, and Della Pompa steak over there, absolute juicy steak. But a page of Gemara, arguably, is just as good. And we're talking about steak over here, friends. I have right behind me over here a kitchen here in IKEA with loads of delicious foods. Another interesting insight in today's page of the Gemara actually states that I think there's a nice saying in today's page of the Gemara. It says, "Blessed is omnipresent who puts his word into the hands of guardians." This actually, I think, comes from Rebbe in today's page of the Gemara. Upon finding an apple, wine guarded for 70 years, which cured his illness. This is very much featured in page number 40 in Amud Bet of this amazing Daf Yomi Gemara. So very good insights over here today, friends, and very, very interesting. This all come from Masechet Avodah Zara. We're already on page 40. We've been doing 40 days of this. It's a phenomenal achievement. We know about the power of the number 40 in Judaism. It has a very, very powerful connotation. We talked about 40 is a number that very much symbolizes change, not just in life, in religion. People have 40 years was the years that Am Yisrael were walking in the wilderness. 40 is the days of the Mabul, let's just say, where it was at its the zenith, it was at its most. 40 is repeated over. Its remarks change just in a person's life in every aspect. That's why they had to go 40 years in the wilderness, Am Yisrael, in order to get that change, in order that they can acquire the land of Israel, Eretz Israel. It's no coincidence also that a ritual bath in mikveh is also 40 seyah. That's the measurement, because when you go inside a mikveh, a ritual bath, you come out a different person when you come out of it, because you get that pureness to you. You get ritually pure and improve and just all that amazement. So that's very, very interesting. So friends, everyone subscribe wherever you're watching from to the videos. We're nearing 7,000 subscribers, which is a phenomenal achievement. Friends, if anyone's interested in watching these videos, please embrace others to also watch and to get inspired. Also, now on this series, we're not just concentrating on daily Daf Yomi tidbit. We are very worldly on this channel. We also have a special series where we explore the life of the great rabbis of yesteryear, especially Oriental rabbis from various different Oriental countries. Another treat we do on this series is we tour all over Israel. We like to go to different places in Eretz Israel, especially in Bet Shemesh, and we travel around to Jerusalem, go to various different hotspots over there, see biblical Eretz Israel. Another special series that we're doing at the moment is we have an inspirational Jewish personality or rabbinic personality where every day he is going to share over some words of wisdom, like to inspire the next generation of people, and very much just to really inspire. So it's very amazing. Please, everyone, join this community and watch every single day. We try and put up content every single day, exciting content for everyone. So on this note, I'm wishing you a fantastic day. Take care and watch over the previous videos. Thanks.